Hey guys, it's finally time. It's finally Canto 5 slash Season 3
구태여
time.
좋냐 안 좋냐를 따지자면
Season
밤보다는
3 Bon
낮을
Voyage. New
선호하는
pass
편입니다.
available, new main story
보이지
content.
않을수록 이해가
The
어렵기
evil
때문입니다.
defining. Ooh, that's slightly different from the evil defined. And it's like, oh, that's a U-Corp logo, there's construction going on. Alright. I get a couple shards. Yeah, 1,200 thread. That's even for the boxes. I get a bunch of thread crates. What? What is backdoor volatility? Okay. First things first, give me my lunacy. Let me check the notifications. Ooh, Twin Hook Pirates first mate Gregor and LCCB assistant manager Ryoshu. Okay, the Twin Hook Pirates. And this is the first mate Gregor. Yeah, so it's gonna be it's the white-haired lady, as expected. This is here now. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know what to look at first. Okay, ooh, look at that. Oh, they changed the order of these. There they are. I'm not gonna look at them yet though. Let's see,
좋냐 안
part by
좋냐를
part.
따지자면
I don't know what to do. Let me look at my resources. Let me open up all these.
보이지 않을수록
Okay,
이해가 어렵기 때문입니다.
2,300 thread. So I'm gonna be good. Let's look at the battle pass. Give me my banner. What? Okay, so you can either get the package or you can get the special one. That's the special. Okay, that banner is awesome. You know what? Jump cut. I'm going to purchase the battle pass because like there's no way I'm not going to. All right, so I went with the fancier option. That being, I got some paid lunacy. So I'm going to buy the special one. This gives, you know, like 10 pass levels immediately, but it gives the special banner and, you know, a level 40 boost ticket. I mean, might as well. I don't really need the 10 levels. That's cool. Oh, it's the color you'd expect it to be. It's like teal, like what's been going on here. And that banner is awesome. Let's see. What do we have? Oh, nothing? Huh? Oh. Wait, no egos. Okay. I was not expecting that. There's not a single ego in the first 20 levels. Oh, we can look at the future ones. Effervescent corrosion. We can't actually look at it. That's Simhong. I can't tell who it is. Yeah, level 30 is gonna be one. Level 40 is one of those. Okay. I can't tell which one's which. I'm sure I could tell if I like actually looked a little closer. That's very interesting though. So we don't get any egos this time. We're gonna have to actually fight the Abnos first. Makes enough sense. Well, I've done a little bit of smuggling. Thanks to my daily mirror dungeon run. I can just immediately claim all of my past levels from doing a full clear of Mirror Dungeon 2 hard. So, you know, I'm just gonna get a little bit of a boost. And I will be able to claim everything at once, and I'm already gonna have a great head start. I was expecting there'd be egos or something. If I knew that, like, there was actually, like, nothing important immediately from the Battle Pass, I wouldn't have bothered, but, you know, that's funny. I'm gonna press the receive all button. How much do I get? Okay. A decent bit. Oh, not, like, too much. Another level 4 boost ticket there, that's cool. And of course, what do I have? Reach Battle Pass level 10 and for reaching Battle Pass level 30. Alright. There's like normal stuff. They changed what this one is. Okay. So nothing too special there. That's fine. Next off. I mean, I think I just gotta do the extractions. Oh yeah, I get some of this stuff. Cool. You know, start with the daily extractions. I'm gonna do the extractions before I bother to look at the new units. You know, I think that's logical enough. Oh, there's the keybinds too. Okay, I'll take a look at the keybinds as well. If it seems like I'm like unsure what to do, I'm very excited for what's going on right now because there's a lot going on right now, and I am very happy. I also, you know, have a little bit of a encapsulate just to make sure I'm gonna be set. And let's see, free pull on the new banner. What do we get? Anything special? No, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do the 10 pull on that, at least one. First things first, though. No, I want to go to the settings. PC keyboard short buttons. What can you do? They made okay. Confirm pop-up, skip dialogue, enter spacebar, pause and resume space. Start combat phases, enter. Keys win rate / damage button. Is there one for? So is P win rate or is it damage? Is it you cycle between the two by pressing P? I assume so. Move camera, display clash areas. Okay, simple enough stuff. That's cool. Nothing too special there. Don't know what I'm expecting. I've got a 10. Oh, did I get a 10 pull ticket from that? Did I just not notice? I assume I just skipped over it. Was it like level 1 or something? No. Okay, I have the 10 pull ticket from something, but I've got no clue what then. I'm sure it's something obvious. Alright, let's do a 10 pull. See if we get lucky. Ooh! I may have gotten lucky. I did. Oh. Animation. Minor one, but oh, that's so cool. That's me, the first mate of the Twin Hook Pirates. What? Want an autograph? Yes. Okay, and do we get the 2-star? We do.
이렇게 무전하면 안 된다고? 주려말하지 마라. 왜?
IAL. This is standard comms protocol. Stop using acronyms. What? Why? Because I'm a rookie? Awesome. You know what? After the atrocities, I mean, it's making up for ball purchase night. I suffered a lot of bad luck. You know what? Ebb and flow, what give and take, that kind of thing. What are the new phrases? Now looky here, my future blank. I blank for fun. Guest work. Okay, there's some funny ideas there. I'm not gonna mess with that right now though. We've got the new identities to take a look at. No new egos to look at, which is fine. That means there's gonna be more egos in the future. Probably means we're gonna get it means we're gonna get 4 egos with, you know, the 3rd update, which will be cool. Okay. So let's start out with a 2-star. I know how much we want to immediately hop onto this. Let's see. Poise? Oh, is this a poise unit? Ooh, this is a poise unit. Finally, Ryosha really needed a poise unit. Oh yeah, let's also. 4th ticket looks like that's cool. I don't have any of them. We are also going to bring people to level 35 for now, I think. I don't think we're going to need level 40 yet. Okay. Now let's update. Let's see what your lore is. Let's see what your update. Ooh, okay. Acknowledge, this is Ryoshu, reporting total unit annihilation. Huh, the raid is also dead. Finally, I can let loose. Oh, that is a cool looking artwork for that. Alright, what's the lore? Your new employees. Everyone. I know that everyone's got to be tired of hearing this, but... Okay, there's Ishmael there, then there's... I mean, black hair, it's either Yisung, Mersal, or it's neither of the two. I don't know. It's probably kind of obvious. Please stay focused during these loyalty training classes. The purpose of this class is to enhance your psychological readiness for battle. Ugh. Click. Clack. The table vibrated ever so slightly as the child shook her leg impatiently. Her trousers kept making that annoying brushing noise. What accompanied that was the sound of restless, irritated click-clacking of her ballpoint pen. Oh, relatable. I understand it can be a bit tiring, a bit boring. Let's try reading it out loud. Open page 3 of the new hire training guide. This is a reminder to all LCCB employees. We, the Before team, are assigned the paramount task of clearing the path before anyone else does. Every bloodied step, every flesh given becomes... W.O.T. The child muttered with a sigh. She was fairly miffed about this waste of time. That's what it stands for. There we go. I'm really bad at the acronyms. I think some people can understand them, but I'm really bad with acronyms, like, normally. So, you know, this definitely doesn't work if it's random acronyms. It wasn't loud enough for the instructor to pick up, but it sure was loud enough for her colleagues to hear. How much longer do I have to suffer this drivel? I went along with it once or twice, but it's really starting to get on my nerves. Excuse me, can you pipe down a little? Another child sat beside this one. The expression of boredom was evident on her face as well, but she still went along with the lesson for some reason. It was an odd juxtaposition of dissatisfaction and compliance. Did I say anything wrong? Sacrifice ourselves for everyone else? Be proud of it? What a load of bull. What's so fun about suffering in others' stead? Sure, I can agree with some of what you said, but it's not like we work for fun. Better just go along with it. I don't agree with anything you say. I work for fun. Yeah, okay. Good for you. The other child frowned and opened her mouth as though she wanted to add something, before sighing and turning away. Oh, and while ammunition is part of your standard issue gear, please refrain from using them unless absolutely necessary. You know how expensive they are. Remember, the more ammunition you save, the more extra pay you'll get. The child scoffed, but she knew that the other child had a point. She wouldn't be getting any interesting jobs if she got fired. Instead of continuing to sigh and complain, the child began chewing on her ballpoint pen. Hopefully, that would make this waste of time go a little faster. She kept waiting and waiting for a smoke break to arrive. She craved that thick, eye-watering puff of smoke. So here she was, leaving a trail of voluminous, eye-watering smoke in her wake. Smoke from the cigarette in her mouth? Sure. But there also was a trail of smoke coming from the shotgun in the child's hands. So here we are. WOWWIE. Waiting overlong was worth it eventually. Wowie. Okay, Ryoshu, okay. There was no other sound than the metallic of the firearm, the light sound of plastic shell casing hitting the floor, and the sound of her military boots clacking against the ground. Also, this is definitely the pirate ship, that's for sure. You can see, like, the double hooks there. And assuming the rest of the squad's died, so now she can actually, like, reasonably use her shotgun to murder things and get all her joy. There's nothing else here. No new recruits, no teammates, no one. Oh! And now, no enemies. The child gleefully took a hit from her cigarette. What an entertaining predicament. Some things were taken from her, yet she'd also taken from them. It's not letting me click? I think my mouse is just being weird. Weaklings, all of them so-called superiors. Was that all they could manage with such a weapon? This great communicator? To be fair, it's running low on ammo, but it's decently useful as a blunt weapon. Yep, thumb moment. So we had to find some coordinates, huh? But they'll greet me with open arms if I return with the mission objective and body bags of my former superiors. Now they'll give me more interesting jobs in the future, for sure. The child grinned. All's well that ends well. She spat out the butt of the cigarette and made her way deeper into the building. Ooh, oh boy. Or lunacy, of course, as per usual. A crit target. Okay. So this is a crit unit, first and foremost. A little bit of tremor, a little bit of rupture. Okay. So a little bit similar to that of, on crit double. Okay. You know what? I've got so much threat. I'm just uptying this to 4. It's not like the smartest move, but I might as well do that for both the new things. I've got plenty of stuff. So let's see, going over one at a time. Skill 1, gain 2 poise count, 7 plus poise, point power plus 1. So this is our main poise count gain. On crit, target loses 8 SP is a little nice. 5 plus 5, alright. Pretty mediocre. EN. I've got no idea. Once again, if you're looking for someone to tell you what these skills could mean, I've got no idea. Like, oof? Like, what does that mean? Like, out of focus or something? I don't know. Let's see. 7 plus poise, coin power plus 1, gain 2 poise, and uncrated offense level down, gain 1 poise, uncrated offense level down. Okay, simple enough. And then this is where the ammo comes in. So 4 plus 3, gain 4 poise, gain plus 1 coin power for every 7 poise on self max 2. On crit gain poise count, on crit gain. Okay, so if you crit with the first 2 coins, you're net neutral on poise count. That's cool. This is also like main way of gaining poise potency, really. But then our third one is the one that spends ammo. It's the only thing that spends ammo our entire thing. On crit, it doubles tremor and rupture potency and count. So on a normal hit, 4 tremor, 2 tremor count, 4 rupture, 2 tremor count, 2 rupture count, and burst tremor. But on a crit, 8 tremor, 4 tremor count, 8 rupture, 4 rupture count, and burst tremor. Ooh, that is fun. I'm a big fan of both tremor and rupture. It's part of the reason why I like LCCB Ishmael so well. And yeah, this unit's falling into a similar place. And the guard, nothing special. For passives, always active. Beginning counts with 7 ammo. Actually, I wonder, have they changed the passive for the other guys to actually show how much ammo they start with? No. That's surprising. You really think they'd do that if they were gonna like make this the new norm. Back to the passive though. If unit is 7 plus poison turn end heal SP, the unit has max SP, gain 1 poise next turn. Oh, I thought that was gonna be poise count for a second, and that would have been really nice. That's cool though, so you can keep on building up poise if you have high SP and high poise. One of the least ammo uses skill since ammo gain 3 poise. Okay, so ammo support, we're definitely getting more ammo stuff. I'm sure Gregor's gonna be ammo too. If one out of the least ammo uses up their last ammo skill, deal 50% of the skill's damage as bonus damage at skill's target at attack end. Oh, that's funny. We're gonna have to see how much ammo Gregor has. This could be a really good support pass for him if he doesn't have a lot. Like, just gain poise from spending ammo, and if you run out of ammo with your skill, you do 50% additional damage. That's cool. Very cool unit overall. I really like this. Once again, her poise gain may be a little weak, which can be counterbalanced by, like, mirror dungeon stuff. It seems like her poise count's kinda ugh, because it's just the skill one. She kinda seems to need multiple points. But that seems like a fun unit. Okay, but now the star of the show. Pirate Gregor. Once again, let's bring you to level 35. Like this. Okay. Just to get you in a good spot. Then I'm gonna fully up-tie you. Okay, it's your poise. Good to know. You want to work together? Well, sure. I think you'll do. Well then, let's make this work. And look at that. Oh. Cool. I see. Interesting. Well, let's see his story. We don't know anything about these pirates yet, so this is our first introduction to them, basically. There's the bug. There's Pablo, as people like to call him. Oh, man. Airside out of the sofa as the child rested on its cushion. He lifted his legs and placed his leather boot-wearing feet on the desk. As soon as he sat down, everyone around him began busily going through the contents of their pockets. Oh, that one looks good. I'll try that cig today. Yes, sir. Got a light, anyone? Here it is, sir. Yeah, it's like the... I don't know, play the Yogsy games. I know this is like a trend type thing, like, oh, like, you gotta make sure, like, your superiors, you gotta light their cigarettes for them. You gotta do it fast, otherwise they're gonna, like, kill you. One of the nearest sailors quickly ran after the child with the lighter. The child motioned with his chin as though he'd grown accustomed to this royal treatment and let his underling light his cigarette. He breathed in a lungful of smoke. Oof, this ain't so bad. Which port did you snag this from? We found it from one of our guests. If you wish, sir, we could... Nah, don't worry about it. Don't want them to get a heart attack and bite it or anything. This shit will get old soon anyway. Understood, sir. Well, anyways. The child flicked the ashes on one of the pirate's hands, who had been standing there with open palms like a human ashtray. He took a sweeping look at his crew, drawing another heavy hit from the cigarette. Right, time for a morning assembly. How are our side jobs doing? Let's hear some reports, starting from you. Yeah, you there, to my left. Yes, sir. We of the Mermaid Perfume Department have captured ourselves a new species of mermaids and... As soon as the child gives his order, the crew begins listing the state of their respective departments. Okay, new mermaids, so that's what they call... Do they call mermaids, like, all the monsters in the ocean, perhaps? Or maybe a certain area? So they're trying to hunt them down. I assume mermaids is going to be, you know, the horrible, like, ocean monstrosities. But maybe, like, maybe there's something special. Maybe there's a difference between them and monsters beyond just their location. We'll see. Sales figures from various products such as mermaid perfume, ice cream, etc. I don't know how you spell etc., right? I don't... Okay, I need to not point that stuff out. It really doesn't matter. It just bothers me. Different numbers and statistics went in one ear and out the other. Well, okay. So it's all... Then, am I wrong? Ugh. What's wrong? Cat got your tongues? Come on, I'm not trying to blame anyone here. None of them's our main moneymaker anyway, so let's get to our actual business. How are our guests doing? We currently have a total of 6 guests in our lodgings, including the one we snagged recently. And how many customers do we have looking to get our guests back? We currently have 2 in active negotiations, sir. They said that one of them's pretty loaded, and came from one of the nests. Yes, okay, it's 6. If it was like 12 or something, or 13, I guess, then it would be probably Limbus. We'll see. We'll see. I need to not make theory crafting based on this. We're about to see in the story. Ooh, nice. Oh, and one thing of note for one of our guests, sir. We managed to snag somebody sent from some company. Apparently a team leader of sorts. Maybe we can really milk this one dry, sir. Okay. So they've captured an LCCB team leader. Presumably this is the same person that Ryoshu is possibly based off of. And probably the one Ryoshu is based off of, and the one that, you know, visited Molar office before Limbus did in SEA. Oh, a team leader, eh? Now that's a catch. Seemed a bit green for a team leader, but I don't believe that to be of much concern, first mate, sir. Yeah, you did good work. Sorry about all the trouble, guys. Having to listen to a lowly first mate in the captain's absence sucks, don't it? Not at all, sir. Nah, I understand. Look, that used to be a lot more reliable when we sailed the high seas, but as soon as we're docked, poof, gone off to drown in the fairy wine or whatever. Okay, so fairy wine's like an actual, like, thing in this? Is it based on something real? I assumed it was just wine for fairies. Okay, there's something there. So Hook, he's called Hook. Is it Captain Hook? Are they really calling them Captain Hook? If so, that is kinda raw. The child grumbles in a half-joking, half-serious manner, but none of the crew laughed nor moved. They stood stiff and still, like new recruits. They were awfully rigid for pirates, but they had a good reason to be. And that was why this man of such casual, seemingly laid-back disposition was the first mate of the pirates. Look here now. Oh, don't freak out now. Thrash about a little too much, and I just might slip and take your whole noggin clean off. If something so unfortunate were to happen, well, don't blame me, okay? Well, now, looky here, my future guest. This here is called a pistol. With a little pow, you can get a new hole to breathe out of. Why don't you say hello to my little friend? You know, taxes make it one expensive friend to keep. Ooh, don't you nod your little head too hard. I messed with the trigger mechanism, and now it's really a hair trigger. So I'd like you to answer with a blink. Not that you've got much to say. From now on, you'll be our guest. You've got rich friends, rich family, Yeah, just like that. Just blink. Chill with us here until your friends get here with the ransom, okay? Play nice and I won't kill ya. Ain't that nice? Not gonna blink? Eyes too dry? Want some eye drops? Still got some fight in ya. Is that it? No, not it. Gulp. With him doing this to every new guest in front of the whole crew, how could they not be afraid? Maybe this captain... yeah, okay. Dude, this child's talents. Maybe that's why the child was left to take charge of this captain's absence. I wonder if we're about to get a Peter Pan Abno. We might see a Peter Pan Abno sometime in this chapter. I don't think Captain Hook's an Abno, but like... Or in this case, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're starting to see some like random like thing like that. We'll have to see. Captain Hook didn't seem to mind how annoyed the child was, though. Probably didn't even care to find out. Okay, that's some interesting stuff. Twin Hook Pirates. Well, we got our lunacy. We up-tie you again. Poison bleed unit. Okay. So this isn't burn stuff after all. That's unfortunate, but you know Greg already is a burn unit, so I guess it makes enough stuff. Okay. So skill 1, 4 plus 3, 2 coins. On use, gain 3 poise. Target 7 plus bleed, point power plus 1. On hit, gain plus 1 poise count. On crit, inflict 2 bleed. On crit, inflict 2 bleed. Okay. Point power plus 1 for every 7 bleed on target, max of 2. 4 plus 6. On use, gain 3 poise count. Okay, so this is your main poise count gain. Good to know. Unilateral business. Negotiations are unilateral business. Foregone conclusion. Alright. On hit, gain 4 poise. On crit, bleed. On hit, bleed. On crit, inflict 2 bleed plus 50% damage on critical hit. So this is one of your main crit damage dealers. Anything that doesn't have additional damage on crit does like no damage with crits. because it's only a 20% increase by normal. Okay, 5 plus 6 with 2 coins. Pretty low, but that's just for now. Gain 1 poise for every 3 bleed on target, max 10. So you can gain 10 bleeds if the target is... You can gain 10 poise if the target is 30 bleed. Okay. Coin power plus 1 for every 7 poise on self, max of 3. Okay, so 21 poise on self, and you get plus 3 coin power. This one's 5 plus 9. On crit, plus 2 bleed count with the first coin. And the second coin, spend 1 ammo, 100% additional damage on critical hit. And on kill, gain plus 1 coin boost next turn. You don't have an insane amount of coins, it's 2 on everything, but it's still pretty nice. You need to kill with specifically the second coin, but that crit damage is going to make it super likely. How much crit damage do the other poise units get? Like Blade Lineage, how much damage does your skill 3 gain? 150% critical damage at 10 plus poise count, which, like, never happens. Or like, what about Kurkuma Rodion? This one is, 10 plus poise, 100% plus critical damage. And it's a lot easier trigger for Twin Hooks, Gregor. Yeah, if you can actually get... Okay, yeah, this is cool. And, bleed support, Gregor's got a bleed unit now, so he maybe can make use of the pitiful bleed gain from Liger Domain's Maggots. No, that'd be stupid. On evade, gain plus 1 poise, max 5 per turn. 4 plus 10, so, could be pretty good for gaining poise if he gets poise count first off. Okay. Oh, he's got his own status effect. Oh, he's got a lot of this stuff in his passive. So 2 Pride Owned, it'll usually be active. Always active. He starts with 7 ammo. On headset against target with bleed, gain Unjust Enrichment, max 4. Okay. Gain on headset against targets with bleed, max 4. When bullets are pricey, passive activates, consume all Unjust Enrichment stacks to deal bonus damage. When they use ammo hits, consume all Unjust Enrichment and deal 25 times... Oh. The unit critical hits when it runs out ammo, consume all Unjust Enrichment, deal 5 times the enrichment to consume % of damage. Delta's bonus. Okay. So what this is saying, every time he hits someone with bleed, he gains 1 stack of this up to 4. Whenever he uses the second coin of his skill 3, because that's the only way he can spend ammo, he consumes all of it and does damage based on how much Unjust Enrichment he has, 25% additional per. On crit, with, full Unjust Enrichment, does 300% of its normal damage. At the 5 plus 9, can become theoretically, or it is a 5 plus 6, can theoretically become a 5 plus 9, and it gains much. Okay. However, if he's run out of ammo, instead, it triggers it whenever he gets a critical hit, but it's only 5% times Unjust Enrichment. So he can still use the passive when out of ammo, it's just significantly weaker. And then the support passive, when out with the most poise to each enemy, gain pierce damage at next turn. Oh yeah, what are your damage types? Pierce, pierce, pierce? That makes a lot of sense, huh? That's cool. This is a cool unit. Yeah, I was disappointed it wasn't burn, but it makes perfect sense. We've seen the stuff for the new units. It only took like half an hour, so now we can actually get into at least a little bit of the main story in this episode. Assume there's nothing else. Check, there's new Luxcavations. Yep, it's K-Corp. We get this, which is effectively, each one is equal to 10 of those, or 3 of those. I don't know why I said 10. We get that, though, so Cool. Useful type slash. Oh, okay, so it's the upgraded ones. Good to know. And it's not telling us what's here. Oh, Brazen Bull. Okay. Level 40 is Brazen Bull tier. So Brazen Bull is here instead of that. Okay, well, we'll be able to see what they are in time. That's good to know. Well, I think that's enough stalling. There might be something I forgot to check. Don't think it matters at this point, though. I think it's just time to send it. U-Corp District 21. It's a little different, like, icon here where we can see, like, the weird grid-based oceans. It's the same, like, month as SEA, though, and as Unchanging. So time hasn't passed that much. It's probably only been, like, a couple weeks. Ooh. Oh. That's gonna be important, yeah. That's the one Odyssey creature. Okay, so we start in this area, which looks relatively peaceful. This is the pirates. This is green. I can't tell. Okay. Well, setting sail. We sail on, the instant with the green lights finally behind us. Faust approaches the helm as though she knows something. Yeah, what did the back door open thing mean? We got that, like, menacing looking message, and, I've got no idea what it means. I'm sure it's nothing. Let's send it. It hasn't been so long since this busboat was hounded by the sirens and the flashing green lights. The sinners were sitting uncomfortably, trying to get some shut-eye in the ship cabins, formerly known as the bus cabins. The thought of returning to the rooms didn't even seem to occur to them. After gazing out the window for a while, Faust came to her feet and approached the helm, formerly known as the wheel.
파우스트 씨.
Miss Faust.
네, 신호가 왔군요.
Yes, we have received the signal. Faust?
내내 기다리던 그 연락이 도래했다는 말이오.
Took a while to say that. I assume it's because you're throwing up. The long-awaited signal has arrived then.
드디어 데우스에서의 모험이 시작된다는 말인겐가?
Then shall our adventure in the Great Lake finally commence?
어떤 신호가 왔다는 거죠? 알람 소리가 들리는 것도 아니고 무언가가 나타나거나 한 적도 없는데요.
What signal? I don't hear or see anything. Not even an alarm.
시야에는 잡히지 않지만 메피스토펠레스가 먼 곳의 연기 신호를 감지했습니다.
Smoke signal outside our visual range has been picked up by Mephistopheles.
연기. 공화를 피울랬다는 건가? 그걸 기다리고 있었던 거구만.
A smoke signal. The beacons are lit then. I guess that's what we've been sitting on our butts for.
항해 시작. 첨벙 첨벙.
Sailing as it go. Splish splash.
슬슬 연안구역에서 벗어나 대호수 초입이라고 부를 만한 부분으로 진입합니다.
Soon we will begin moving away from the coastal area and draw closer to what one could call the Great Lake approach.
지금부터는 자동 항해 기능을 작동시키겠습니다.
Activating automatic navigation system now.
무엇이? 지금까지는 대호수가 아니었다는 것이요?
Oh, how? That means to say that what we have experienced so far was not the Great Lake?
정의를 말하자면 지금껏 대호수에 있었다고 할 수 있지만 특별한 위협이 존재하지 않았기 때문에 돈키호테 씨가 인식하고 있는 정보에 맞춰 구분하여 말씀드렸습니다.
A strict definition, yes it was. We've been inside the Great Lakes borders for a while, yet I make the distinction based on the information available to you, as our path has so far lacked any real threats.
일들이 있었는데 위협이 없었다는 것인가?
No real threats, thou sayest. After all that,
저기에 있는 이상구는 항해 내내 양동이만 붙잡고 있지 않은가?
lo, Yisung there has hitherto been burying his face in that very bucket. I shall have thee know.
나 괜찮소. 신경
Mind me not leak.
처음엔 물을 퍼내려는 줄 알았건만 속에서부터 다른 걸 퍼내니 어쩔 도리가 없네.
I had thought the bucket's purpose were to remove water from the ship in case of a flooding, yet all it hath heretofore removed were contents of Yisung's.
그리고 그 월피릭 위스밤 그것이 지나간 지도 얼마 안 되었고.
Okay. And that Walpuri Nisunat? It's still quite fresh in my mind.
데우스의 밤입니다.
A purchased knight. Faust cares about a lot. It's on her sword. It's literally her Zweihander. It's quite notable for her.
그리고 그 모든 일들이 데우스에 의한 것은 아니지 않은가요?
And not many of those threats could be attributed to the dangers of the Great Lake.
거치도원인의 오리로군.
False cause fallacy.
어려운 말이 너무 많으니 본인은 자던 잠이나 마저 자겠소.
At the rush of daunting ideas that was thrown in my direction, I shall henceforth continue to slumber then.
아니, 위험 구역에 들어섰다면 이제 몸을 추스르고 긴장 상태에 돌입해야 한다고 본다.
No, we've just entered a hostile environment. We must rouse ourselves from sleep and readily enter ourselves for whatever dangers there may be. Otis?
송은 경계 배치.
All hands to defensive stations. Yeah, Otis knows a thing or two about sailing based on the fact she's probably been on an Odyssey already. Otis suddenly leaped to her feet and began barking orders at the sinners.
뭐야?
What in the bloody...
아씨, 심장 멎는 줄 알았네.
My heart dropped for a second there.
오티스, 입에는 자동으로 운행되고 있어요. 위험한 상황은 피해갈 뿐더러 마주할 수밖에 없다면 경고가 울릴 거예요.
Otis, this ship is currently steered by an automated navigation system. As its name suggests, it will automatically avoid any threats the Great Lake may possess. Should a threat prove to be unavoidable, it will sound an alarm. And of course, we're getting the SEA music.
나 참 그런 뜻모를 기능을 얼마나 신뢰하라는 거지?
Do you really expect me to trust that incomprehensible contraption?
게다가 그 장치라는 것도 막판에 그 보트 센터 해결사들이 급하게 붙여놓은 것일 뿐이잖아.
Besides, this automated navigation system is nothing but some slapdash last-minute installation by the Boatworks fixers.
확실히 파우스트가 직접 장착하지 않았죠.
Indeed, Faust was not the one who installed this system. So, no, its
자고로 항해는 알 수 없는
reliability is not absolute.
결국 사람이 나서야 한다는 것이다.
Well said. It is well-known wisdom that the path of a sailor is fraught with dangers unknown, which is to say that a human must handle it. Okay, robot phobic, I guess.
그렇다면 그대가 이 배를 이끌겠다는 말인가?
Shalt thou be the one to lead this vessel to victory?
관리자님께서 항해에 대한 기억을 갖고 계시지는 않으니 그 편이 옳겠군. 나는 마침 다수를 이끈 경험이 있는 몸이니
This is her first step in her coup to power. She's going to slowly take control from Dante, and eventually she's going to fully replace Dante. I think maybe no. I must rise to the occasion. As executive manager, unfortunately lacks any memories pertinent to sailing. Luckily, I am quite experienced with a leadership position.
대장,
Oh, Commander!
대장이 아니다. 선장이다.
I am no commander. I am your captain.
관리자님, 이번엔 관리자님의 대리로서 선장직을 잠시 맡겠습니다.
Executive manager, allow me to briefly assume your authority so that I may lead this vessel as its temporary captain. He continued before I even had the chance to reply.
자, 들어라. 무릇 항해라는 것은
Attention! Sailing, that is to say, the act of traveling across bodies of water. After an indeterminate amount of time. Yeah, it's a good thing that's being skipped. I feel like she's saying a lot of stuff we really don't need to know.
라는 것이다. 항해의 기본. 다 잘 받아 적었나 제군들?
And that concludes the fundamentals of sailing. Have you been taking your notes, men?
후비죠, 후비죠.
Snore.
들을수록 신기한 것 투성이군. 마치 모험하는 것 같지 않은가?
Oh, marvelous! Quite a considerable amount of new knowledge I have acquired. 'Tis akin to an adventure, is it not?
거친 파도 속 폭포를 뚫으며 모험을 하는 것. 그것은 이 몸의 꿈 863개 중 하나였다네.
Was one of mine humble 863-year-old dreams to sail the Great Lake in an adventure, like a challenger of storms, a queller of rogue waves. Is there a color that's known for sailing? Could be. The exact number of aspirations you have.
오티스님, 질문이 있습니다.
Ma'am, I have a question.
좋다. 허가.
Yes, you are recognized.
저 복잡하게 생긴 레버는 무엇인가요?
Oh, what's that complicated-looking lever over there? There's nothing about ships, okay. And then Ishmael's gonna have to take the reins, despite her, previous, claim that she's not going to help us at all. That she was going to help us, but, unhelpful.
나도 궁금했다네. 저건 대체 무슨 기능을 하는가?
There's been a riddle in my head as well. What may be the function of that peculiar device?
누르면 배에서 대포가 차걱 차걱 나와서 막 빠바방 하고 나가는 것은 아닌가?
God, alright. Good voice lines so far. Some really good voice lines. Oh, perchance it shall load and fire a volley of cannonballs at the press of a button. The cha-cha!
트랜스포메이션 레바인가? 실제로 본다면 참 멋질 것으로 보고.
He seems to have recovered his, seasickness at the thought of a lever activating a bunch of cannons. A lever of transformative variety. It shall be an auspicious day in which we are availed sight of this contraption in action.
오티스 씨?
Otis?
요새 들어 쓸데없이 겉멋 만들고 속알맹이는 제대로 되지 않은 것들이 소위 최신 기술이라는 가짜는 이름 말에 생겨나.
No, she knows her boats, but she doesn't know these techno boats. She probably used like a genuine like Greek warship in her Odyssey. I've been seeing more and more of these as of late. These so-called bleeding-edge technologies are hollow inventions that have nothing to show for it aside from their pretty exteriors.
편리함만 줬다 보면 위험성은 증대한다. 그런 최신 기술에 기대다 보면 어느 순간 전부 무너질 거라고.
A blind pursuit of convenience breeds increased risk. There's nothing but ruin at the end of the road paved with over-reliance on these bleeding-edge technologies.
피와 땀과 같은 나사와 기름 속에서 이뤄진 열기.
Fervor fueled in the furnace of bolts and engine oils, the ship's blood and
그
sweat.
속에서 지휘자의 냉철한 리더십과 부하들의 탄탄한 충성심이 만들어내는 조합.
A combined force of the commanding officer's decisive leadership and their subordinates' firm loyalty. What? What?
제대로 된 정통과 역사가 있는 공방 장치는 그런 식으로 돌아가는 게 맞는 이치인 것을. 그게 바로 전우회라는 것이 탄생하는
God.
순간이다.
She's a boomer. She's a boomer, guys. Hate to break it to you. That is how proper workshops of tradition and history are supposed to be run. Now that is how true comrades are born.
이해는 안 가지만 멋있어요. 가슴에 뭔가 울림이 느껴져요.
I don't know what she's talking about, but that was kind of cool. I can feel something rising from deep within my chest.
대장! 아니, 선장! 최신 기술이라는 것이 자꾸만 불량한 소리를 내고 있어. 어떻게 하겠어?
Commander, I mean Captain, this bleeding edge technology is bleeding like a mule. Whatever shall we do?
이 오티스 증명해 보이겠다.
Otis shall prove it to the world.
이따위 최신 기술 없이도 항해에는 문제가 전혀 없다는 걸.
They don't need this high-tech junk to sail. Is she gonna break it? And therefore the sinners are going to need to pedal the ship. Because we saw that one thing in the trailer. The sinners all like pedaling to seemingly power the limbo.
자, 돈키호테 선언. 출력 손잡이를 최대로 개방.
Now, Seawoman Don Quixote, set the power level to the maximum output.
손잡이 최대 개방! 하겠소!
Power level to the maximum output. Aye, aye, Captain.
싱클레어 선언. 키를 중앙에 놓고 스위치.
Seaman Sinclair, set the helm to the neutral position and hit the switch.
중앙 스위치. 키를 중앙 스위치.
The helm to the neutral position, set the helm to the neutral position, and hit the switch.
가자!
Let's go.
엔진 완전히 침묵.
The engine has fallen silent.
자동 항해 기능이 중지되었군요. 오래된 모듈이라 재부팅을 하려면 약 5시간이 소요됩니다.
The automatic navigation system has failed. It is an old model. Rebooting will be complete in approximately 5 hours. That's what you get for abandoning your bus driver. Wait, so we're just stuck here?
그럴 리가요. 자동 항해 기능이 메피스토펠레스의 엔진이 녹아들었기 때문에 엔진을 기동하는 건 어렵겠지만
Of course not. While Mephistopheles' engine may be inoperable as it melted with the automatic navigation system, the ship itself can still move.
전환하면 될 뿐입니다.
We still have a manually activated backup power system on standby. Yep, thinner power. Incredible. The laws. Okay, Ishmael's gonna school us on like the laws of the sea or whatever it's gonna be. So 2 ships here. Based on what we know, out of these 2 ships, one of them's probably... What is this, though? Is that a ship? I can't tell. One of these might be the pirate ship. One of these might be, like, the birthday ship. AKA, like, the ship that seemed to be having some sort of, like, party we saw in the trailer with some, like, monsters on it. Could be, or that could be the pirate ship for all we know. Really hard to say. We'll see. We know we're going to be, assuming this is the actual map, we know at some point we're going to be down here. Because we see this red water in one of the images, like giant tentacles like shooting out of it. We haven't seen pink though. These like blues we've definitely like seen to some degree. I don't know. Oh well, let's just keep on going. There's a decent chance we don't get to a fight this episode, but hopefully we can. The engine came to a sputtering halt as Otis's seafaring lecture reached its climax, but we still have so much to go. Huh, okay.
자,
Interesting
대군들.
thing to default to.
이러한 위기 상황에서 가장 중요한 것은 명확한 지휘와 그에 따르는 단합이다.
Now met, clear orders and solidarity are of paramount importance in times like
영
these.
하면 오른발을, 차 하면 왼발을 돌리도록.
Right leg on heave, left leg on hoe. Let's go.
영,
Heave.
차,
Oh,
영.
heave.
차고 나발이고.
Oh, how is it fair that you get to stand there barking orders at us while we're pedaling our bums off?
어리석고 선장의 체력 손실은 부하 전원의 위험을 불러일으킨다.
The most dim-witted question. A captain must preserve her strength or risk putting her subordinates in danger.
체력을 보존하기 위해 내 몸을 쓰지 않는 것이다.
That is precisely why I'm refraining from partaking in this collaborative effort myself.
네가 언제부터 대장이었냐?
Since when were you our commander? Well, she did say she's the captain, not the commander.
새 새끼.
Those seagulls can flock off already.
그냥 저 거지 같은 갈매기들을 납치한 다음에 발전기를 돌리게 훈련시키면 안 되는 거냐?
How about we kidnap them seagulls and train them to pedal the generator?
어이, 잘난 파우스트 씨, 척척 박사라며. 그 정도의 기술은 네 머리로 금방 뚝딱 만들어낼 수 있는 거 아니야?
Wait, Faust, smart arse. I thought you were a genius. Make it so. That should be easy peasy for your brilliant intellect. No.
불가능은 아니지만 효용성이 떨어져요. 기초적인 배변 훈련부터 시켜야 하니까요.
I can make it happen indeed, yet I do not, as it is efficient. Rudimentary toilet training will be the first step in making them viable as a consistent source of labor.
심심해. 카루는 운전하고 싶은데.
Karen's bored. Karen wants to vroom vroom.
운전기사인 네가 발전기를 돌려라. 심심해하더니 잘 됐군.
I'm tagging out. You're the driver, so you do your job. That should keep you occupied for a while.
어머, 감당되나? 그러면 베르가 가만히 있지 않을 텐데. 면담하고 싶어?
Oh, you sure about that? Virgie's not gonna let that slide. That's how you get yourself a consultation, you know.
잠깐, 우리 천천히 뒤집어보자.
Wait, let's think about this for a hot minute.
이렇게 땀을 흘려가면서 발전기를 돌리고 있어야 돼. 근본적인 원인을 따져보잔 말이야.
Think about the actual reason we're sweating, pedaling the crap out of a generator, huh?
모든 결과에 일일이 원인과 책임을 따져보는 것은 구린 발상이다. 최종 결과가 성공적이라면 그 전의 것들은 전부 과정에 불과하게 되니까.
To nitpick and seek someone to take the fall for every little thing is a stinking thought. All that happens on the road to success is merely a part of the process.
탓을 하자는 게 아니라 애초에 왜 이렇게 쫓기듯이 속력을 내야 하냐 이 말이야.
Look, I'm not saying that we should play the blame game. I'm just wondering why we're pedaling so damn hard to begin with. Not like there's something coming after us.
목적지는 유사의 큰 항구 중 하나라며, 어? 아니 목적지도
Ooh,
방향도 정확히 알고 있고 말이야.
good to know. We're headed towards one of the largest ports of Ucorp, and we know exactly where that is and how to get there. Okay. I was expecting as much. We're going to get... It's probably going to be like an island or something. That's what the actual image for the Canto was. Like the one that was, in the selection where you could see the giant tower with Ucorp on it, like some cranes and stuff. So that's where we're going to be going. However, we can't see where that is on the map. That's probably going to be where... I don't know, we might not get there until the second week. I think that's reasonable likelihood.
그 항구가 움직이는 것도 아니고 왜 그렇게 서둘러야 하는 건데?
Oh. No, it is going to... Okay, the port's the giant boat. That's good to know. It's not like the port's gonna sail away, right? Why all this urgency? And Faust's like ... because Faust knows the port is in fact going to just sail away because it's a giant boat.
그렇잖아. 응? 이 잔잔한 대우산 복판에 뭐 갑자기 괴물이 튀어나와서 우리를 다 죽이겠다는 그 뭐 예고장을 보낸 것도 아니고.
I mean, am I wrong? The Great Lake has been very tranquil so far. It's not like some monster's going to suddenly appear out of nowhere and attack us,
축적된
right?
경험들로 인해 어느 정도 직감이 발달하게 된 것 같군요, 그레고르. 흥미롭네요.
It appears that your consolidated field experience has evolved into a form of intuition. Fascinating, Gregor.
파우스트는 이를 긍정적인 변화라고 여깁니다.
New music? The very, Very reminiscent type of song. This is the kind of song I feel like we'd hear in like a Ishmael backstory. Huh. I was finding this development
우리는
optimistic.
앞으로 10분 이내에 이 구역을 벗어나야 해요. 그러니까 예상이 예상보다 조금 지체되었네요.
We must exit this area within the next 10 minutes. We are falling somewhat behind the forecasts of my predictions. Okay. Is this the scene? This is the scene that was in Tokyo Game Show, I assume. It was only in Japanese there, and, you know, Korean talking, but, you know, it was in Korean for, like, Dante stuff, and that's not voiced. But, English, no clue what was happening there. That might be what this is, though. Okay. That was ominous. Why precisely 10 minutes? So the water... Is that the tide? Is the tide going to shift, therefore changing, like, the geometry of the Great Lake?
대호수의 규칙 때문입니다.
The laws of the Great Lake, ooh.
역시 그 규칙 때문인가?
Oh, I knew it. It's that darn law of the Great Lake again, huh?
로자, 당신이 대호수의 규칙을 알고 있을 거라는 예측은 없었는데요. 직감이 이런 방향으로 발달할 수 있다고 보기는...
Your foreknowledge of the laws of the Great Lake is an unexpected development, Rodion. Quite difficult to believe that, even with the consolidated experience, your intuition would... Rodion wouldn't have any particular knowledge of the Great Lakes, I'd assume.
난 이번에는 아는 척 좀 해보려고 했어. 매번 되묻는 패턴도 식상하잖아.
Sorry. I just wanted to look like I was in on it for once. Bro gets tired of asking every time, you know. Alright.
유사의 대호수에는
So silly.
반드시 지켜져야만 하는 규칙이 있습니다.
The Great Lake of Eucorp has laws that must never be broken, so like taboos. It seems like every district has their own weird taboos. Although this one, it's probably due to the... potentially due to the whale. Or maybe some other monster.
그레고르 씨의 말씀과 달리
Yep.
항구는 움직인답니다.
And yes, the port can and will sail away, Gregor.
하다하다 호수에서도 규칙이 있다고?
Like a bloody lake, what laws could it possibly have?
규칙을 어기는 학생이 있으면 호수에서 매라도 들고 오기라도 해?
What, are the lake coppers gonna come and spank the bad boys with a stick for breaking class rules?
징징거리는 새끼, 뭐 분하는 규칙은 없어? 귀 따갑고.
There better be a law that lets me slice your neck completely, whiny brat. My ears are starting to bleed. Guys, knock it off. I could almost hear a well-timed sigh followed by honest but brutal, piercing words. It was like someone recorded her sigh and played in my head, yeah, but Ishmael's not feeling it. But Ishmael was nowhere to be seen on the deck.
앞으로 제게 바라는 게 있다면 확실하게
Cutscene from SEA.
말해주세요.
So if there's anything you want from me from now on, state it, clearly. He wasn't kidding. Ishmael remained in her new room, not a peep to be seen nor heard despite the commotion. Not appearing once through all that's happened since the incident. So I assume we've seen everyone else, right? At least in some... We haven't... Hong Lu hasn't spoken at all yet. Has he? No, he spoke once at the very... No, did he? I don't think he has. Mersault said, like, one line. Otherwise, everyone except for Ishmael's shown up.
설명을 드리고 싶지만 그보다 이 구역을 벗어나는 것이 우선된다는 걸
As much as I would like to provide you with an explanation, leaving the zone takes
대화로
precedence.
소모한 시간을 계산했을 때 남은 건 7분 정도입니다.
According to my calculations, our last conversation left us with 7
구역을
minutes.
벗어나려면 직선 거리로 15km 가량 남았다.
We are approximately 15 kilometers away from the edge of this zone as the crow
한
flies.
사람당 시속 10km 이상의 추진력을 담당할 수 있어야만 안전하게 넘어갈 수 있다.
Each person must pedal to generate enough energy to travel at least 10 kilometers per hour if we are to escape in time.
오늘따라 단합이 잘 되는군. 아주 흐뭇한 광경이야.
Wonderful. I'd love to see some proper teamwork for once.
로시한테 목적지가 바로 눈앞에 있다. 달려보세라.
Yeah, Rocinante, our destination is nigh. Gallop on! Of course, Rocinante is her shoes.
쟤는 왜 저렇게 힘이 넘치는 거야?
Where does that girl get her energy from? I think I'm done for. Just go on ahead without me. Ryoshu's just covering her ears. She cannot handle it. Marissa is looking... He looks like he's hard at work. Faustino going rather leisurely. Otis is commanding. Vergilius is always watching with his red gaze. And of course, maybe Karen might actually be doing... Karen's probably still steering the boat. I think they're going in a straight line right now, so it doesn't really need to be done. But Karen, you know, fellas do need to do something.
놓고 갈 공간이 어디 있다고?
Please beware. We're on a ship. Ugh. Hop, 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 hop.
이 정도 강도에서의 페달링은 복식 호흡이 가장 효과적이다.
Diaphragmatic breathing is conductive to maintaining consistent speed and exercise of this intensity.
10km 정도를 담당하는 추진력에서는 그렇죠. 좀 더 부하가 필요했다면 코와 입을 모두 써야만 했을 겁니다.
Especially more so when each cylinder is responsible for about 10 kilometers per hour of energy output. Any higher and it would have required hyperpnea to maintain that speed.
자기는 안 지쳐?
You ever get tired, girl?
3분 남았습니다.
No. No. 3 minutes remaining now.
무슨 일이 일어나는지도 모르면서 이렇게 힘만 빼는 게 의미가 있어?
We don't even know what happens in 3 minutes. Why are we doing this? She said there's no time. Just step on it with your life.
부릉부릉하고 싶었어.
Oh.
따릉따릉이야.
Karen wanted to vroom vroom. This is squeak squeak.
따릉따릉. 재미없어.
Squeak squeak. That's no fun. Oh, there he is. I didn't know how energizing work songs could be. What?
왜 이렇게 안 지치는 사람이 많아?
Huh? How do you guys have so much energy left? Oh yeah, his family. I knew it was coming as soon as you started saying something. This isn't even a warm-up compared to the training my family forced me to do.
닥치고 밟기나 해.
You lot, set your gobs and pedal.
앞으로 남은 시간은 30초.
30 seconds remaining.
30초.
30 seconds.
박진감이 넘치는 걸.
Open musical note. Funny.
모험이 아니겠는가?
Ah, what the thrill this is! Now this is true adventure! What? And the stupid bird block. Are these birds gonna have significance? This is like what the banner was, the paid banner.
이렇게 거대한 적에게 돌진하는 건
Stop just broke something. It's like charging an overwhelmingly colossal enemy, is it? No. she's comparing it to the process of fighting a windmill. Also, Dante's code is very noticeable here because it says Durante in some artworks, mainly like the previous main menu screen. Oh yeah, the main menu screen's been changed if you haven't seen that yet.
말과 호흡을 낫게 해야 한다. 흐름이 망가진다. 들이마시고 내쉬고.
Save your words. Your breathing. Remain in the flow. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out.
이제 얼마큼 남았지?
How much time?
앞으로 10초.
10 seconds remaining.
4초.
4 seconds.
이 타이밍에서 5초를 말하지
Why are you not? Because my voice is a 5!
입 다물고 마지막 젖 먹던
That's a
힘까지
good point, but it's because she's like a supercomputer. It makes no difference to her. She doesn't like understand the idea of like doing it logically, because she's like, yeah, I can say it whenever I want. She could have said 5 seconds there, and you know, it would have made more sense, but it wouldn't have been as exact. That's probably her train of thought. Look alive, deckhands. Put your back into it. Toil, men. Toil. Somehow, we managed to escape the zone before Faust counted down to 0. Some sinners immediately threw themselves to the deck of the ship like limp puppets, while some looked like they'd just taken a quick rest at a park bench. So, we made it somehow, but...
규칙에 대한 그 어떤 징조도 보이지 않는다만 내가 잘못 본 건가?
I don't see any sign of those laws. Am I missing something, Frau Faust?
설마 규칙이고 뭐고 순개뻥이었고.
I swear, all this law of the Great Lake drivel was some hogwash you made up. I wonder if the area... Okay. My theory on what's about to happen, I don't know how this is. The water behind them's gonna change. It's gonna go all red. We'll see that cutscene of, like, the tentacles coming up with, like, Dawn and Rodion. Maybe? Since it didn't really seem like the red area at the bottom is going to
우릴
matter.
그냥
That's my
개처럼 보려고
immediate guess.
작정이었다면 진심으로 가만두지 않을.
Just to make this journey go a tad faster. I'm going to seriously... Yep, here it is! This is exactly what I was talking about. Tranquil Lake surface we just pedaled through was gone as though it was never even there. This is a cool one. Let me... What button is it? This? Yeah. That's awesome. What? That fish has hands. Like, immediate thing, of course, there's these tentacles with a bunch of mouths on them. Dawn, there's a blobfish on her head. Specifically, of course, the dehydrated blobfish since it's out of water. Good attention to detail. There's like a squid there. And there's a fish with hands. Yeah, easy prediction. I'm already a step ahead of the game, I think. In its place was an immense something. Its innumerable legs or tentacles writhed, rising above the lake's surface. I couldn't even tell where the thing ended and where the lake began. Did it burst from the lake, or were we traveling unawares on its body this whole time? So every, like, set amount of time, the areas shift, I presume. The ideal is to stay in this teal-colored, normalish-looking water for as long as possible, but I think there's a decent chance there's going to be multiple things in our way that prevent us from happening, and therefore we have to deal with some of the horrors. Whoa. I couldn't even find the right word to describe the magnitude of that thing. Its appearance sent waves across the waters all the way to the zone we were in, so it's hiding the main body from us. It's like a smoke monster type deal. It's probably not like that horrible, but it seems like it's pretty bad if the game's not going to show it to us. Mephistopheles shook violently as though it was about to capsize. It need not be said that the sinners on the deck were given an untimely shower.
조금만 더 늦었다간 모두가 과자 부스러기 꼴이 되었겠어.
Wow, that was too close. We were almost pancaked. Oh, no adventure is complete with the nary a peril, of course. Oh, of course. NB, not bad. Now this is more like
만일 저것이
insanity.
우리를 한 번 더 공격하려 한다면 승산은 없다.
We have no chance of weathering a single strike for one of its limbs.
저것은 이곳에서는 우리를 내버려 둘 거다.
No, but it will leave us alone as long as we are here.
대호수의 규칙이니까.
That is the law of the Great Lake.
미뤄뒀던 설명을 할 수 있겠군요.
Now we have time for my
그래서
explanations.
대우수의 규칙은 여러 가지지만 지금 필요한 설명을 간단하게 말하죠.
Though the laws of the Great Lake are numerous, I will relay only the pertinent information for now.
한 호수에서 일정 시간 이상 머무를 경우 각 호수만의 파도가 밀려옵니다.
Lingering longer than the predetermined amount of time in a single lake will cause one to be struck by the waves of each lake.
보통 저런 걸 파도라고 부르나?
I said tide, but like that's similar enough. Waves? That didn't look like any waves I've seen
호수와
before.
호수 사이를 넘어가는 것 또한 정해져 있는 시간과 조건이 각각 존재합니다.
There are also laws governing the time and direction in which ships are permitted to cross the borders between the lakes. So are you not allowed to actually cross the ocean water colors? Maybe. I don't know. That's my initial thought. Like, you're just not allowed to do that. It's like one of the taboos that you can never cross between, like, the intersections of two different colored oceans. You have to stick to, like, one color.
뭐야? 그러면 어디에 멈춰 있기만 하면 반드시 저런 문어다리
Wait up.
같은 건데
So,
당한다는
if we ever
거잖아.
come to a stop for a bit, that octopus tentacle-like thing will whack us. It's probably different for, like...
그래서 당연하게도 이 호수 위의 모든 것은 규칙에 맞추어 위치를 바꾸어 갑니다.
Precisely. Thus, it naturally follows that everything on the Great Lake is in a constant state of motion to position itself according to the
그
laws.
목표를 향해 가는 방법도 그것에 맞추어 우리를 안내하고요.
And the route towards our destination will also change accordingly.
혹시 그 규칙이라는 것에 대해 정리되어 있는 건 없나요? 제 방에는 유머가 가문의 규칙이 적힌 종이를 붙여두곤 했어요. 완전히 지키긴.
Can I get, like, a written list of these laws? My nana used to stick a piece of paper with our family rules in my room. Not that I could follow them all, but... That's when... I heard a door open. Whoever opened it did so with obvious irritation.
기어코 파도가 왔었나 보네요.
The waves finally hit. Huh? Ishmael? After such a long period of isolation, Ishmael staggered out of her room at last.
대오수의 규칙은 고작 노트에 몇 줄 적는다고 해결될 사소하고 간단한 내용이 아니에요. 대우수 자체의 규칙은 간단하지만 각 호수의 규칙은 천차만별이니까.
You can't just scribble down the laws of the Great Lakes on a notepad and call it a day. Each lake has wildly different sets of laws, even though the overarching laws governing the Great Lakes are pretty straightforward.
허가 없이 대우수의 규칙에 대해 문자로 기록하는 것 자체가 유사에 잘 알려진 금기기도 하고요.
More importantly, you should know that unauthorized recording of their laws is one of Eucorp's better-known taboos. Okay, so you can't write down their laws. You can... Okay, so you can, like, speak laws to people, but you can't write them down, so we're not going to get anything about the laws in, like, Dante's notes, otherwise, you know, trouble.
그렇다면 몸에 새기면 되겠고.
Then my body will remember it.
만약 새긴다는 의미가 경험이 아닌 문신의 의미라면 그 또한
Tattooing them onto your body, if that is what you're referring to, is also prohibited. Does she mean, like, cutting it into her?
해당 사례로
If so, that's kinda
유사의 금기
rough.
사냥꾼들이 파견된 적도 있으니까요. 모든 규칙은 구전으로만 옮겨지는 편이 안전합니다.
Taboo hunters of Eucorp have been sent in pursuit of individuals who have attempted precisely that. It is best that we do not produce any written records of their laws. Ooh. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing some of those and potentially getting identities for those. That would be cool. That would be cool. We know vaguely of, like, some taboo hunters, notably, like, Vespa was a taboo hunter and Distortion Detective, but one for, you know, N-Corp instead of this one. Very interesting stuff. What have you been doing all this time, Ishmael?
찹쌀을 갈고 있었어요.
Whetting my harpoon. Your harpoon? Why?
날카로워야 하니까요.
Because I need it to be sharper.
스치기만 해도 살아있다는 사실이 후회스러울 정도로 고통스럽게 만들어줄 거니까.
Because I'll give her the kind of pain that makes her wish she was dead. She'll feel it, even from the smallest cuts. Ahab.
그럼 그냥 처박히긴 하지 왜 기어 나오는 건데?
And why don't you spare us from your misery and crawl back into your hole? Yeah, this chapter is going to be full of a lot of good Heathcliff moments too. Especially since Heathcliff's chapter is coming up next.
그대로 처박혀 있다간 녹아내려 흔적도 없어진 당신들을 구경할 것 같아서요.
I'm afraid that if I did, I'd later emerge to a deck littered with your melting, unrecognizable flesh.
별로 유쾌하지 않거든요. 그런 걸 또 보는 건.
And I'm not rearing to see a sight like that again.
그리고
Besides,
호수에 대해 뭣도 모르는 사람들끼리 배를 주물럭거리면서 시간만 축내는 꼬락서니를 더는 못 봐주겠으니까.
watching you landsmen waste time tinkering with a ship you don't understand, wasting precious time, has been unbearable. Okay, so I guess personal theory time. Ahab really wanted to kill the whale. The whale was probably a monster in a certain section of the Great Lake. So Ahab purposely, like, messed something up so that they, you know, were hit by it for one reason or another. And that's, you know, what caused a bunch of the deaths of, like, everyone but Ishmael and Ahab. And potentially some other people are alive. Queequeg, maybe? Maybe? We'll see. Even though it's been a long time since the incident at the boatworks, her biting and anxious lectures have not dulled at all. I was afraid that she might stir up trouble among the sinners again. Okay, fine. But she was out here with the rest of us, and I wanted to believe that that was more than enough. I decided not to question her further.
이럴 줄 알았죠.
I had a feeling this would happen. Ishmael walked up to the helm.
뭐 하는 거지? 이 배는 순항 중이다. 오히려 남쪽에서 불어오는 순풍의 영향으로 더 속력이 빨라졌어.
What are you doing? We are smooth sailing at the moment. A northbound breeze is pushing us along.
그렇게 보일 수도 있겠네요. 땅에서나 구르던 사람 생각이라는 건 그렇게 일차원적이고 뻔한 편이니까.
I guess it could look that way for some people. Simple, one-dimensional, predictable ground pounders like you.
새끼가 지금 이 오티스에
You little... How dare you insult this Otis... This Otis is... That's a weird thing for Otis to say. Kind of like the third person, like Faust type thing. This Otis is not referring to it as her own. Or maybe she's saying this Otis is shit. But even then, that's still weird. This Otis is... I don't know. Especially since Otis means nobody in Greek. Hard to say. Otis, let's hear her out.
운이 좋군.
You got lucky, Swabby. Yeah, Otis definitely knows a bunch about stuff But if Otis is unfamiliar with the laws of the Great Lake, that's really interesting as to whatever could be Otis's story. How much is the Odyssey itself going to matter? Because the Smoke War, obviously, but like the Odyssey itself, maybe the Odyssey hasn't taken place. Who knows? I'd assume it would, but I guess we'll see. Okay, Ishmael, tell us. How are we not smooth sailing? We've got the wind at our backs. That's no wind. We're getting dragged. Dragged? By what? Yep, this is an Odyssey thing. It's Charbitus. Or whatever the other one is. Oh, those ships? No. Oh, the ships are doing it. So the pirate ships are dragging other ships towards them? Potentially using, like, I don't know, G-Corp Singularity or something? That's the gravity one. I don't see how U-Corps could have something to do with it, who knows. Alright, but that's the end of that cutscene. So it seems like we're moving on to the pirates next. Oh no, it's the Resonance Tuning Fork. That also would make a lot of sense, given how that's U-Corp's thing. And it's going to be another cutscene, so we are not out of the clear yet. However, I think that's going to be all for this episode. A lot's happened so far, even if there's been no actual fighting. The story's getting started. We got to see the new identities. Not quite in action. But, again, join us next time, and we're going to get a good look at the pirates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.